Welcome everyone. I'm Daria, the creator of A Life Aligned, and today I want to share my favorite practice for grounding and finding calm. It's just one pose, so we won't get too busy about it, but I had the idea to share this one with you because on my Instagram this week, I started talking about purpose. And one of my dear community members responded and said, "But Daria, how do I even know what my purpose is? That's the problem. I don't know what my purpose is. How can I live my purpose if I don't know what it is?" And what I said to them was, the first thing we need to do is get really quiet and really still, and allow ourselves to get unstimulated and turn off basically all the switches of input that we are constantly bombarded with out in the world. So this practice is a beautiful practice for coming literally onto the earth, calming the body, calming the mind, so that from that clear place, we can get some insight into something like purpose. All right, so this is going to be an asana. It's not going to be a guided meditation per se, but it will be meditative because I believe that our intention around our practice is just as important as the practice itself. So we'll start taking a few breaths together so we can get all of our parts online. I'll show you the pose and then I'll guide you through a short practice and I'll ring the bell and let's get started. So you can either be laying down or in a comfortable seat, making sure the knees are below the pelvis, and I'll ring the bell. And you're welcome to gently close the eyes if that feels good. And we're breathing in and out through the nose. And just notice how you're breathing. Is the breath long or short, shallow or deep? And relaxing the jaw, the eyes, the shoulders, the back of the heart. Let's just take 3 more breaths, breathing in through the nose, and exhale, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And I invite you to close the eyes, come back into the space, and I will show you the asana that we're going to do. So the pose that we're doing today is called Bananasana, and it's like a side roll. So I'm going to come down onto the ground, and I'm going to send my down arm long, rest my head on that down arm, and then I'm going to use my top arm as ballast. And the idea is that we are releasing and connecting with the earth. So I'm going to use this top arm to gently rock myself forward and back. And my top leg is just heavy on this bottom leg. Everything is just coming towards the ground because that's what we're doing. We're grounding. So I want to come towards the earth, and then I can just rock myself forward and backward to release tension in the thigh, in the downside ribs, downside armpit, downside arm. Oh, and that reminds me, let me teach you how I want you to come out of this. So I'm going to try and keep my head heavy and soft, And I'm gonna bring my legs, maybe curl up like a ball. And I'm gonna use my arm to push myself up, keeping the head and shoulders and neck kind of soft. And then the head is the last thing to come up. So try to roll up if you can. And then we'll do the other side. So I will guide you through this practice. I welcome you to go ahead and come down onto the floor. Choose whichever side you want to be on to start, and I'll guide you through your practice. All right, so you should be already on the ground, resting your head heavy on your downside arm, resting your top leg heavy and long on the downside leg, and your top arm as ballast in front of you. And I want you to just take 3 breaths here, breathing in and just sensing where in your body you're holding tension. Like, what can you notice in these 3 breaths? Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And one more. And gently begin rocking yourself forward, noticing any tension or holding in that downside thigh. You can always spend a little bit longer wherever you are holding tension. So just enjoy rocking forward onto that thigh, onto that downside rib and underarm, and rocking back. So continue rocking yourself gently, slowly forward and back for the next 3 to 5 breaths for yourself. And you can always close the eyes if that feels good. Letting go of the armpit, letting the head just rest heavy on that downside arm. Following the breath to keep the mind focused as you breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in, breathing out. And you can keep rocking forward and back if that feels good. Otherwise, you can just lay still on your side and let your body sink even more deeply towards the earth. Imagining roots growing from your downside and connecting with the earth, breaking through the ground and pressing deep into the earth. And I invite you to breathe in through the fingertips of the downside arm and just send the breath all the way down your downside body. So past the ribs, belly, the downside thigh, legs, and exhale everything out the toes of the downside. And then we'll inhale through the toes of the downside, sending the breath up the body and exhaling down and out the fingertips of the downside arm. And breathing in through the fingers, down the torso, exhaling the breath down the leg and out the toes. And one more breath in through the toes, up side body, and then exhaling down and out the downside arm and fingertips. Beautiful. Now, if you're feeling good, we're going to change over to the other side. If you need to stay here, you can pause the video and just chill out as long as you need. but you can just roll over onto your belly and send the opposite arm up and just roll into the next side. So now you have your opposite side down towards the earth, and we'll take 3 breaths here to arrive. Your top arm supporting your torso. Breathing in through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. In through the nose. Exhale. And one more breath here. And then I invite you to rock yourself forward, using that top arm to help you massage that downside thigh, the downside ribs, armpit, back of the arm, releasing everything that you don't need, any tension, grabbing, grasping. We're just going to give that back to our sweet earth. And then rocking backwards and then forwards at your own pace as you follow the breath, breathing in through the nose and out deeply through the nose. Noticing roots from your body piercing into the earth and plunging down, grounding you even more deeply, so the body settles even more deeply into the earth. Releasing the downside, back of the arm, armpit, ribs, thigh, lower leg. And if you want to continue rocking forwards and backwards, you're always welcome to do your own practice. Otherwise, you can come back to a neutral place, and we'll breathe in through the fingers and just send the breath down that side body, and exhale down the downside leg and out the toes, and inhaling through the toes, sending that breath up the body. Exhaling down and out the downside arm and fingers. Breathing in through the fingers. Exhaling toes. Inhaling toes. Exhaling fingers. And then spending any extra time anywhere that needs a little more attention and love. And as you're ready, you can always pause this video and just chill out as long as you like. And then as you're ready, you can come into a fetal position and use the arms to push your torso and body back up to a comfortable seat. And if you like, you can place your hands on your heart, or you can place your hands in prayer. You can close the eyes or keep them open, and we'll just take a few breaths to seal this practice and this moment with gratitude and love. And clarity. Thank you all so much for your presence today. And if you enjoyed this, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I'm including a link in the description that will get you connected with my grounding practice to release tension and find calm. So this pose is the pose that we do inside of that templated practice, and it is the best practice that you can do to help ground yourself so that you can get clarity around your purpose and your calling. And I hope that this has helped you. I invite you to find a journal or some place to write, and while you have clear and calm, just do a little bit of journaling. Set the timer for 5 minutes and just let your pen flow and enjoy the results of your practice, trying to stay in this calm, sweet, quiet place for as long as you can. I'm sending you so many blessings. I'll see you next week.